Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Vital Axiom. We're about to get started with another broadcast day. Oh, yeah. Hey. Yeah. Da-dum. Come on. Good morning, guys. Welcome into the Vital Axiom. We are going to get started at 11:30. I'm sorry. It's 10:26. 11:26. Can't talk. 10:30. No, 11:30. See if I can get this right. Good morning, guys. Welcome into another day of the Vital Axiom. It's a broadcast day on Monday. We're going to start, I'll get this right this time, ready? At 11:30, we'll begin the broadcast. Oh, yeah. Seconds. rock out. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go, we're getting ready. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned into the Vital Axiom Network. So we broadcast this program daily, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from the southwest tip of Virginia, the United States of America. We call it the Vital Axiom. And you might be asking what that is. Well, here's what it is. The word vital means crucial. The word axiom means truth. We call it crucially important eternal truth because we use the Word of God, the Bible, as the foundation for our conversation. We're going to do it again. Are you guys ready to go? Here we go. Hey. Enough of that. I was going to just jam out all day, right? Good morning, guys. How you doing? Welcome in. It's good to be back in the seat. As most of you know, probably all of you know, I was gone last week. Most of the week we were gone to see grandbabies. And boy, did we ever get to see them. Just hugs and kisses and loves and all kind of great times. How's everybody doing today? Welcome into the Vital Axiom on Monday. Today, June the 9th, is that right? And it's our number, I had it number 2282, is that right? I don't know. 2082. I can't even remember now. Isn't it terrible? I have no memory. Who are you guys? Where are you from? What are you doing? I'm going to get rid of this halls. Can y'all let me do that? I don't mean to be inappropriate, but let's do our morning shout-outs. Here's how that works. If you log in while you're watching the show on one of our locations that I can see, and I'll explain that, I like to interact. So I'll give you a shout-out. And that's on Instagram, on my personal Instagram. That's on the 4 Facebook locations we broadcast. And also on the Zion Family Ministries YouTube. But if you're on X, and if LinkedIn is working, halftime doesn't work. Those places, I can't see you. If you're on my personal YouTube channel, I can't see there. So let's see who's in there. I'm going to start on Instagram only because my wife is on there. My wife has somehow started watching on Instagram, which is cool. I love it. And good morning, baby girl. She says, hey, baby. Over there, I see that. Somebody else is there with her, but they're not commenting, so we'll leave them alone. Over on the Vital Axiom official Facebook page, Miss Hampton made it in, Miss Sherry made it in, and Cassie is there. And look who it is. Hey, Liam, what's up, buddy? Cassie's babysitting Liam. Sir, young man sitting Liam. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. He's my pal. Miss Deborah's in there, Amanda's in there, Becca's in there, Trina's in there, Joyce, my mother-in-law's there, and I've been blessed with a new grandbaby. That's what Trina said. Congratulations. We know how it feels. Number 9 is about to be here for us. Jim's in there. Good morning, Jim. Let's see, over on my public page, Heather's in there. On my personal page, Miss Peggy Porter made it in there. My mom was in. Good morning, Mom. Denise is there. Miss Eva's in the house, and Miss Betty is in there. Uncle Aaron and Deb are there. Chris and Jessica. How's everybody doing today? So many people, and it'll continue to build, and people will watch later. What a great weekend we had at church. I don't understand why people didn't come back last night as much because, wow, what a great day we had yesterday morning. Such a powerful time around the altars together, just praying and encouraging and loving on people, and such great words yesterday of encouragement. You should go back and watch those broadcasts. You can watch them on the church's YouTube. You can watch them on the church's Facebook page at Zion Family Ministries on either of those locations. And you really ought to go back. You really should because, man, wow, so good, so fresh. Hey, this song's been on my heart all morning, and as I prepare for today, and I want to just sing it with you. And I think everybody knows this song. It's called Waymaker. this place, I worship you. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here. Oh, you're healing every heart. I worship you. God, I worship you. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. That is who you are. Oh, that is who you are. Oh, that is who you are. That is who you are. Oh, that is who you are. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, oh, mending every heart. Oh, I worship you. God, I worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. That is who you are. That is who you are. Oh, that is who you are. Yes, you are. That is who you are. Oh, that is who you are. Yes, you are, Jesus. You're a faithful God. Yeah. And even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. Never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. Never stop, you never stop working. Whoa, that is who you are. Oh, that is who you are. You're put my trust in you. It is well with my soul, Jesus. I know sometimes we say, God, I know you're a way maker. Where's my way? And sometimes it's a process. Sometimes it's that process where we have to say, God, I know you're faithful and I trust you and I'm waiting on you. I'm believing you. And just keep pressing forward in faith. Don't stop praying. Don't stop believing. You remember Daniel? Remember he prayed for so many days, 40-some days, and nothing happened. Zero. But then when the angel of the Lord came, he said, well, I was being held back by a war in the heavenlies. The enemy is out against you. And there is some reality to the fact that there's a warfare battle going on. And we have to remember that. We can't forget it. How's everybody doing today? Welcome into the Vital Axiom. Excuse me. And before we get started, let's see if anybody else got in while we were singing together. Luann got in. Rose got in. Miss Patty got in. Toby got in. A bunch of y'all snuck in. Sandy's in there. And Dodie, I think, is in there. Anybody else? Zion Family Minister's quiet today. Kim and Jackie got in. Chris, there's Rita. Regina, can't read. Feel a little hyper. That's me, though. It's my ADHD kicking on in. I don't even know if I have that, but I'll take it. Dodie said, still praying for Rebecca's miracle. Got to hang in there, man. Can't give up. No giving up, right? We can't give up. And Jesus is all we have and all we need. But we have to remember that. And we live in a world of chaos and affliction, and that's part of the process. How you guys doing? Listen, I want to tell you a little something, and then I'll jump into our conversation today. I'm actually working on a book. I'm working on it. I've got probably 30-some pages written. It's about generational hooks. The name of the book will be called Hooks. At least that's the working name. And it's just about discovering things in our life. And I'm going to I'd like to fill you guys out on this. The publishing company that has expressed a desire to work with me, and it's not cheap. It's like $10,000. And I don't know how to raise that money. I don't feel comfortable asking the church for it. I don't feel good about that. I don't have it personally. So I thought what I might do, and I want your opinion. I'd like to get feedback on this. I thought we'll just do like a sort of a GoFundMe. I'd use PayPal. And you could give like a $100 donation. And then when the book comes out, you get a couple signed copies. And the understanding that you supported ministry, because we're going to take the book and distribute it and do a lot of cool things with it, make Bible studies out of it, all kind of stuff. That's the future desire. I'd like to know what you think about that. That's something you'd be interested in supporting if you'd like to have that. And I may in the next few weeks, because I really need to start the process with the company, 10% discount if you pay up front, so that's like $800 discount. Let me know what you think. I'm not much on money. I don't talk about money ever, and sort of had a conversation with somebody today about not asking for money enough at church or when we have special guests and things like that. I just, because there's so much abuse in the area of money in churches. And I'm not looking to make any money off the book. I really honestly don't even believe that I will. I mean, I'm just being honest. I don't think it's even a possibility. It's just because, let me tell you what happened to me, and then we'll go from there. On Easter Sunday morning, we were having early morning prayer, like 5 o'clock. My son-in-law had been on a 21-day fast, and he'd been having 5 a.m. prayer. And I told him, I said, bro, I won't be there. It's too early. It's Sunday morning, Easter Sunday morning. I gotta be rested, ready. Big day for us at church, and just so much to do, and want to be ready, in a place where I know that I'm ready to preach. And 4:30 in the morning, I was like, ping, wide awake, and I said, well, I guess I'm going to prayer. So I went down at 5 and just began to pray, walk around the sanctuary, and almost instantly with him begin praying. Almost instantly. I mean, within just in a few moments, I had an instantaneous vision of the book cover, and I heard the Lord say hooks. And I started to argue with God. No. And so I've been trying to embrace it, but I'm struggling with the embrace. I am a little bit. Don't have the confidence probably necessary to write a book, but I want you to think about that. And if you would consider participating in that. I'm not going to give you the link or anything yet, because I'm not even sure about that. I've been thinking about it this morning. I would love your input, though. You can private message me. I mean, you can put a comment here if you want, but you can private message and say, Pastor, that's cool. I would love to be a part of that. Or, you don't need to do that. You won't hurt my feelings either way. I don't have a message from Sunday because I didn't preach Sunday. Jamie did an incredible job. You really should go watch both services yesterday. Such encouragement. Somebody who's on here today told me, I like it when you preach. And I don't like it when other people preach, but yesterday God really blessed me. I opened my heart, and God really blessed me. And I think He'll do the same for you if you'll go watch that. A lot of great things in those words, powerful. And I got a, God does this to me. He'll speak to me while someone else is preaching. I'll be taking notes for my future ministry. And this is one of those things. He made a quote, I think it was Warren Wiersbe or somebody like that, said, God doesn't look at what you give, He looks at leftovers. So I want to take a little time and talk about leftovers. It's based on a story, and I read the story to you. It's in Mark chapter 12, verse 41. And because, one of our callings is to be givers. Jamie shared that so graciously yesterday. And not about money necessarily. Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm here, Mary Kessler said. She's here. It's in Mark 12, 41. And Jesus sat over against the treasury. Now, this is funny. He's sitting by the offering plate, which is kind of crazy. Can you imagine if I did that on Sunday? Okay, I'm going to put the box here. I want you to come and show me everything you give. We don't even take up offering anymore. We just say you can give online or on your phone. Or we have some receptacles, and you can drop something in there. People are such faithful givers. They're so good to give. And Jesus sat over against the treasury and beheld how the people cast money into the treasury. He's watching their offering giving. And many that were rich. Now, I want you to see these words. Many that were rich cast in much, which would seem appropriate, right? We think in America the rich should pay for everything. They owe us. But now owing God and being obligated to God and us, there's two different things. And so it goes on to say in verse 42, and there came a certain poor widow. Notice hey princess, notice the words describing her. She is poor and she didn't have a husband. He's passed away. So she's on her own by herself. And in this culture, you can do something, but in that culture, very, very difficult to make it. Because the culture was driven around men, and women really weren't found in the workplace much. It was a real different kind of time. And so she threw in 2 mites, which we don't even know what that is. And that's probably British money. Because that's who translated the King James, which made a farthing. I don't know what a farthing is either. Well, I looked it up. ChatGPT told me that a farthing in today's money would be about $2. So we have these people throwing in major amounts of money, and here's this girl, this lady, this widow, this precious person. She throws in $2. And then he called to his disciples, said, "Hey guys, come here. I want to talk to you a minute." So the disciples come over, and he says to them, let me just say this. This poor widow has cast more in than all which have cast into the treasury. Now, they've been watching too, and they've seen the guys with their fancy clothes, and maybe it says they cast, Jamie made a point about what that looked like. But said that they threw their money in and trying to make a show, I think, probably. That's what I think, because people are super showy, and it came that way. And so the disciples struggled with that. Jesus, how's your math, buddy? We saw what she put in, and she pulled out that little purse she had and drug out nothing, and these guys are over here throwing in chunks of silver. How's your math, Jesus? And for all they did cast in out of their abundance. Now look what he said. Let me say it again. For all they did cast in out of their abundance, but she in her want did cast all that she had. And look what it says, even all her living. That's a powerful verse. It's a powerful, and I want you to think about that. Now this is not necessarily I know I just talked about a book, but it's not about that. It's not about giving offerings at church necessarily. It's just about the idea of what giving really is. What does it represent? And he gave us this quote yesterday that said, man measures quantity, basically, but God measures in leftovers. And I want you to think about that today. God measures in leftovers. So what does that mean? So Jesus looked at these people that came, and they gave huge amounts of money, apparently, but the problem was they had huge amounts of money. So what they gave was insignificant to their wealth. It wasn't a significant dent in their possessions. It wasn't a significant contribution compared to their income. It wasn't that way. God measures in leftovers. Giving is and will always be proportional. Can you say proportional? Say it with me. So think about this. Let's put it in these terms. If I have $10 million, sitting somewhere in a bank, and I give $100, I haven't given much. In fact, really I'm almost like giving you a baby tip. I would say almost like an insult to God, if you're trying to give to God, not to impress God, but just to be godly, because giving is a godly proposition. If I have $10 million and I give $100, I don't have anything. But if I have $110 and give $100, I've given much. Now, does that mean that everybody's supposed to come in and give everything they have? Well, of course, it doesn't mean that. And I want you to think about that, and then I'll get out of here. I want you to think about this. 1 Corinthians, and I'll read this and go. In 1 Corinthians 16:2, upon the first day of the week, let every one of you lay by him in store, or store up, or set aside, as God, now get this, I want you to see these words, as God has prospered him. Let me ask you a question. Is your giving, whatever it is, whether it's your life, your time, your money, is it in proportion to what God has given you? We've all been given 24/7. We've all got that, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And our wealth levels, our possession levels are different. The question we have to ask ourselves is, when we give, is it proportional? Let me read this verse again, and I'll turn the music on and let you know I'm really serious. But on the first day of the week, let every one of you lay up by him in store as God has prospered him. So let me just close with this, and we'll talk a little bit about this tomorrow more. Giving in God's perspective must be proportional. You know, if you have $10 million, which I'm sure nobody here listening does, but if you have $10 million and you give $100, you shouldn't feel good about it. Yeah, we gave. No, you really didn't. You didn't. You sort of made a mockery of giving. And we have to think about that in our own life. My time, my passion. Am I making a mockery of giving, or am I really giving? I'm not even talking about sacrificial now, just real giving, actually giving. Okay, kids, I'm done for the day. I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you tomorrow morning on the Vital Axiom. Now, you know, I do my fake ending, and then I come back and we close the show. So here go to fake ending. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Vital Axiom, and that stands for crucially important eternal truth, because we use the Word of God as the foundation for our conversations every single day here on the broadcast. We'll be quoting scriptures all the time. And I just want to close by saying thank you for watching. Thanks for being a part of this Vital Axiom family. Thanks for participating in these crucially important eternal conversations. And let me just give you this. Here's my overhead cam. Anybody got any comments as we get out of here? I love comments. Amanda said, I think it's awesome that you're writing a book. Thank you so much, Amanda. That's precious. Thank you. There's Kathy Kim. Pray for Ken. Surgery went well. Praise God. Mr. Hampton's in there. Good morning, Lisa. She said it was so good yesterday, wasn't it? Man. Thank you, Mary, for those encouraging comments. Deborah said, have a blessed day. Anybody else got anything to say? Rod said, I love to whom much is given, much is required. Let's use that tomorrow, Rod. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Miss Patty said, have a great day. Anybody else got anything to say in here? Heather said, wonderful message, Pastor. Have a blessed, wonderful day. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to just chill today. Okay, I think everybody's about done. I'm going to get out of here. Let me look on Instagram. Hold on Instagram. Yeah, that's everybody. That's all the comments I see. Love you guys. Ciao. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much, Trina.